welcome back to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show with me, Beanie Man, and Mo the service dog, who is goofing around today because he can. Today I have an awesome guest here. Cosimo, and I forgot your last name.
Intermite, if you want to pronounce it in Italian, or intermite in American pronunciation.
And that's why I couldn't remember the name. Okay. I remember Cosimo. And we met at a speaker boot camp just a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Which, that was fun.
Yeah, it was really a breakthrough. So, for someone that doesn't speak English, so
I think you speak English really well.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just take it. No, seriously, I was in awe. And I loved your story too. So I was like, oh, we need to be on the show.
Sure.
So, right. And so you came to the States how long ago? Not that long ago.
1 year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago, okay.
Yes.
And when you came, so they approached you like, hey, you want to go to America? And you spoke, what, zero English?
Yeah, right.
Except what, you had 3 sentences, right?
Yes, and I learned actually here.
Oh.
So with guys and like they told me to learn 3 important sentences like what's your sign? Can I offer you to drink? And are you single? So but they didn't know I was married.
That's important.
Very important.
I just think it's funny. But yes, but no, you're married and you actually have a baby on the way. I'm so excited for you guys.
Yes, oh, I'm so happy and emotional for that. Yes.
Oh, I bet. It's just, and I met your wife too.
Yeah.
At the boot camp, so it's awesome. But so you clearly from Italy. Where in Italy?
So I'm from the south of Italy. So where the food comes from. So
she got the boot.
She got the boot.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. And well, tell us a little bit about you.
So I love learning. I came here. So when my company told me to come here in America, I was actually training people how to learn faster and retain information. And I could do that really confident in my first language. But when I came here, it was very challenging for me. Because I had like 2 voices. The first one said, like, what I call the dark wolf, said, Cosimo, you are dyslexic. You never learned the language. You have an important mission to reach with people, but without the language you will never make it. So I think you should be safe and stay here. Right. But the other hand, fortunately, I had a very good voice, like what I call the white wolf. And he said, Cosimo, yes, 13 years ago you could learn English. Actually, when it's dyslexic, you write exactly the way you hear the words. And I hate English, really hated English in the school. Probably because
you were forced to learn it. I mean, who likes what we have to do in school?
Right.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
It's like math.
Actually, I love the math, but I understand when people are forced to do something. Of course, and actually, I was very young. So when you're forced to do something that you don't want to learn, and my white wolf said, Cosimo, it doesn't matter. The future, it's not the past. So
right. I like your white wolf, smart guy.
Yes, and when I came here, applying the learning techniques, I learned 6,000 words in 2 weeks. And
That's
I was
amazing.
able to hold, after 5 weeks, part of the course that I hold, and people were, so I can say, were impressed. So I was joking with them, I was having fun with them, and barely 5 weeks before I could say my name, probably, in an American pronunciation.
Right, now that is amazing. I mean, I'm just in awe. You know, but I mean, kudos to you for seeing the opportunity, and it's like, sure, I can do this. We'll figure it out. We have the saying, it's like, we built the plane in flight.
Oh, we don't have that, but I understand the idiom. Yes.
Right? So it's like, yeah, let's just jump in, and then, oh boy, what do we do? You know, but we figure it out as we go along. And a lot of times for us entrepreneurs, we do that too. It's like we have this idea in our head. You know, it's like, oh, this is going to be so great. I'm going to do this. And we have both of those wolves too. and it's like the black one telling us like, you can't do that, because it's the voices in our head.
Right.
It's that's what we grew up with, and the well-meaning friends and family and the people around us,
Yes.
but they come from their own fears
Yes.
and that whole, it's like, oh my God, it can't be done, so, and I get that. I totally get that, but it's like doing it in the country with your own language. And I mean, I'm born and raised in Germany, so my husband, my English was great when I was drunk, because I had English in school, and when I was drunk, man, no problem holding a conversation. When I was sober,
Yes.
it was like 1 syllable, 3-word sentences, pretty much.
Yes, I can say it when I'm drunk. I'm more fluent.
Well,
when I'm sober.
because we don't really care at that point.
Yes.
But I mean, I really get that, because, and I had English for I don't know how many years in school, so I had
yes.
that. I already had that basic knowledge, but you really didn't have that. It's when you came here, so it's like, oh.
Yes.
That is just amazing. Kudos to you. Congratulations. I think that's awesome.
Thank
And
you.
your wife, clearly, she's like, oh yeah, I'm on board. Let's go.
Yes. So she actually was willing to come also to Italy. She has been here for, I think 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, before we met. So we met actually 7 years ago through the company. Then she moved here for 4 or 5 years, and then we met through a business company trip.
Okay.
Where we fell in love, and then we decided where we wanted to live. So, and she was willing to come to Italy, but at the same time, she said, no, I think you can do it. So you teach the people how to learn. You unblock people in their blogs, and why don't you do now for you? So, and really,
So you mean she said practice what you preach?
right. But at the same point, I was doing that in Italy with many other people. I actually learned Spanish. It was good for me.
Huh.
So learning Spanish.
Fun fact real quick. I really, and I say tried, Gary, I said tried, I really did, practice that Spanish thing, but because I grew up in Germany, so because there's German, English, French, Italian, Turkish,
Yes.
all of that in my head, and Spanish is just a combination of all of them,
Yeah.
but some of the words from what I learned in French or whatever,
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it. So kudos to you. That is awesome.
Yes, and actually Spanish, why? Because I was feeling more confident in learning Spanish. Since my language, it's very, very close to that language. So that's why, and actually I needed that moment, because we had many other locations in Spain, and I have many friends from there. So it was very cool speaking with them, understanding them, and we didn't have location 3-4 years ago in England, so I didn't need to learn English.
Dodge that bullet.
even if I would have told them to learn Italian. It's better. You are coming here, learn Italian.
Why not?
So, and it was very, very fun. And actually, here my journey in America, I love Americans. I love working with them. I love everything in America. Everything is big, and yes, in my hometown I could eat very, very well and a lot. And here I found that I could eat very, very a lot.
Just different things.
Different things. I love cooking Italian also. So,
good.
Even if there is not the same taste that you have in your own country, but
Right.
I love bringing home some part of Italy.
That's
also
awesome.
here. Yes.
So have you found a good Italian restaurant yet?
I never tried many Italian restaurants now, but when I was in Florida, because the first 3-6 months I was in Florida, and we were trying the Italians just for a game, so we were playing with the restaurants and understanding if they were really Italian or not.
Ah.
Actually, I think if they speak Italian and they have an Italian menu, you can say that they are Italian, real Italian. But we found out some restaurants, I don't want to give their names, but they are not Italian. And I said, oh, that's awful. Okay, let's change the plate. Sorry, can you have something else?
I know, right?
We're only more Americans. I think you are good to do that.
Yeah.
And but I think, yes, I love America for anything it is offering to me. I'm really, really grateful, and I will come back in Italy only for vacation.
Yeah, I get that. I
Yeah.
know people ask me, it's like, do you miss Germany? I'm like, yes and no, but I mean, I wouldn't mind going back to visit,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't want to live there anymore.
Yeah.
I can't imagine living there anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
no. And we actually, it was funny, before we moved to the States,
Mm-hmm.
because we always promised the kids we would take them to Italy before at some point, you know, but then we either didn't have the money or the husband was deployed. There was always something.
Yeah.
And I told Jeff, I said, we have to take them. The last spring break we were in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
We have to take them because a couple months later we left for the States. So we went down to, we stayed right out of Camp Darby with the military. It's right outside of Pisa.
Okay.
So we did that. We did the Venice thing.
Tuscany.
And, yeah,
Right,
oh my God, I
Venice.
love Tuscany. So we did the whole thing, and it was just so much fun. And the food, it was good, but we liked our Italian restaurant that we had in Bamberg, Germany, much better. So it was funny. So when we came back, we asked. I mean, first thing we did, just come back from Italy. First thing we do is we go to our Italian restaurant, our favorite, right? And we ask our waiter, and we're like, so we don't get it. Why is it so much better here than in Italy? And we've tried. I mean, the Pisa, Rome. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But you didn't try the booth. So the heel of the booth. Anyway.
I know,
from.
but so it's like, why is it? And our waiter, he was funny. He goes, and I'm gonna try to do that Italian accent he had because it was really funny. He goes, because all of the good cooks left Italy.
It's a very good accent, actually.
Oh, thank you. But I mean, we're like, really? So they all left, huh? Interesting. But yeah, we just thought that was funny. But yeah, I love food anyway. But I don't know, something about Italian food. It's just...
It's just food. I really loved it. When I came here, was awesome trying all the fast foods that I could. So I was going with the car and I said, okay, right there, write this on notes, this on the notes. And in the 6 months in Florida, we tried all you tell me like a fast food, I can say I tried. I tried that. So because I love eating, yes, who doesn't? And the second thing, I really want to. So I know in the food you can find the culture, and it's
right.
It was for me the same thing, and I really open to many other things. Also the Mexican, for me Mexican was very new because in Italy, it's like no, Mexican.
Right.
Yeah, so Italian it's better. I know it's better, but I really love trying anything I can.
And there's a big difference too between Mexican food and Spanish food.
Yes.
Big difference.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah,
So
food is just.
Yeah, but so if you enjoy eating, so you can enjoy anything.
Well, actually, my husband and I, we found our favorite Italian, and we go there all the time, is right here in town. And the owner is Italian, and he cooks old world Italian.
Ah.
So it's not Americanized Italian like a lot of places.
Yes, right.
It's so good.
Wow.
It's so
Where is
good. It's when you come off Circle.
No. Okay, I know.
No. No. No, it's not Circle. It's Garden of the Gods.
Okay.
Except you turn right. So when you come from the south, go north. You take the Circle exit. Not the Circle. Garden of the Gods.
If you have the
and you
name,
go
I
east.
need it because I'm going
La Bella
to.
Vida.
Okay, I'm going to the. What do you say? Garden of Kings.
Garden of the Gods.
Gods, whatever it is. Okay.
Gods, kings, you know.
So I'm going there, and I actually want to try it.
Yeah, it's right there. It's on the corner of. I'll give you the address later.
Yes.
They're our favorite.
Wow, that's great.
I go there, and it is so fun. So one of my favorite waiters there, Nikki, and he's an older gentleman, and it's like this is exactly what I've had and what I remember. You know, it's like and he comes like so Italian, and I was like, so hey Nikki, where are you from Italy? And he goes, I am from France.
So really,
Nikki, I love you. You're the best.
wow.
So he's from France.
Wow.
And
He's a good chef in this case.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
Yes,
But
I
I
can't
mean,
wait
the
to try it.
the whole everything is there. It's like, yeah, they're my people.
Yes.
I love. My husband is like, so you want to go out to eat? Yep. Where are we going? And I just go like, really, you have to ask. I can eat there, and sometimes I meet people there for lunch because gotta have it.
Oh yeah, and actually it's
So-
a very, so if you can eat well, also the appointment can be very very good. So here I found some Americans that were eating alone by themselves.
I know, how sad.
In Italy, we never will do that.
Well, I mean, the
Actually-
other thing in Europe too is when you go in any restaurant, and there's room at the table, you ask if the seats are available, and you sit down at that same table with those people, and you don't know them from Adam,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And you just sit down and you start conversations, and poof, you have new friends.
Yes.
They don't do this here. Here it's like,
Yeah, no, I found someone that, actually I found Americans that do that. And Italy depends actually.
well, the younger generation now does it more and more.
Okay.
It's like people
So,
my age and older.
Okay,
Not so much. It's
I
like people your age.
right.
and-
I deal with my age people. Sorry, I don't want to say anything.
Didn't want to call you out on your show, Beanie.
So-
It's all good.
No, I really love this place. I'm very very grateful that we are having a family here. There are many more opportunities to grow, to expand and to change many people's lives.
The American dream, man. This is it.
Yes.
And you're living it, and
Yes.
I love that.
Just
I love
get
it.
off the boat.
Boat. The boot. No.
The boot.
So I want to talk a little bit about what you do
Yeah.
because it fascinates me. So your companies, and this is not a pitch fest. We're not doing a pitch here, guys. So you don't have to turn it off. It's just I want to talk about it because I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
So the company is called Genius in
21
I had to
days.
read it. Genius in 21 days. And you said you learned what 6,000 English words in 2 weeks,
Yes.
and that's enough for you to start having a conversation.
Yeah. Not only conversation. I was teaching the course.
You were teaching the course.
So because if you want to have a conversation in English, you need to learn between 700 and 1,000 words. 1,700 words.
Okay.
So I needed to work with this language. I couldn't learn
Right.
just
okay.
900 words or 1,000 words.
Right. But I mean, you can learn words as much as you want if you don't know how to put them together.
Yeah. I learned nodi.
Naughty?
Yeah, nodi.
Today you learned the word naughty.
Now I just need to fix the pronunciation, but I know.
That's okay.
So a funny story was when I came in in Florida, and so my wife said you should see the beaches here are very very good, and I said wow, let's go. So I'm a very adventure guy, and I was looking for a parking space next to the beach. And I didn't know the pronunciation, so you can't hear the pronunciation when you have a new Latin language.
Oops.
So I just stopped the guy and I said, "Hello. So we are here to see. We are looking for parking for beaches." And he told me, "Sorry.
Come again.
Do you know where is the park for the beaches that's close to here?" My wife was there. She was laughing. She's so mean sometimes. And,
See, that's why I like her.
and the guy said, "We don't have beaches here. Come on. So you have the best beaches in the world. We are on the beaches." So he said, "Oh, you mean beach? What did I say?" It was so fun.
Oh man.
My wife said, "Do you know what you said?" Yes, I'm looking for spiaggia. Spiaggia is the word in Italian. She said, "No, you said another word. I will explain to you later."
So we learn.
So she said, "I hope she didn't think about me. So I'm the bitch in the car."
Gotta park her somewhere.
Wow.
Oh God, that
So-
is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that
And it's funny
was-
because you shared that story at the boot camp, and it was funny then, and it's still funny. It just doesn't get. I mean, some stories just don't get old. And
Yeah.
speaking of the boot camp, so at one point I looked at your notes,
Mhm.
and I was like, "What the heck?" So it looked like a brain. I can't even explain. I mean,
Yeah.
there was no, to me, looking at it, it looked like utter chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like absolute utter chaos. And sometimes I look at my notes and they make no sense, but they go in a line. His were, I mean, you have the, and there.
Yeah.
That was, to me, that was like, explain that.
Okay, so it's very long to explain what I try to do in the best time. So they are called mind maps, and they
Okay.
are totally different from conceptual maps. Because when you say to people mind maps, they think that they know them, but most
Not
of
a
the times,
flicker.
Hmm?
Not a flicker.
no,
Not a clue.
Not a clue, yeah. So sometimes conceptual maps are very popular. So actually, a mind map it's the best way to put human thoughts on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Actually, I had for the whole boot camp 12 hours I think was each day. So I had
Yeah, it was
like
2 full days. It was.
yeah I was there from 8:30 till 7:30.
It was
So-
it was 2 long days, but oh my god, so amazing.
No, amazing. So and I had the whole boot camp and everything they said on 4 sheets of paper. So I could hold after the boot camp the whole boot camp thanks to the mind maps. So-
That's fascinating.
Yeah, because I think for me as a dyslexic, so I was always looking for something to learn because actually it's not a learning disabilities. It's a different way your brain works.
Right.
So
Oh, I like the way you say that. Do you hear that, guys? It's not a disability. It's just a different way your brain works.
right. So and since they talk to you and say learning disabilities, you just think you are disabled. No, actually it's a different way your brain works and once you find how your brain works, once you find the process that your brain likes, you are able to go even faster than probably other people. I don't want
Right.
to say that, but actually everyone needs to understand their process because no one taught you how your mind works.
Right.
So when I found the mind maps are customized. So actually we customized on people the mind maps, so you know how your mind works, and then you're able to really elaborate processing a lot of information. Even if they are giving you a lot of information and you can feel overwhelmed, the mind maps allows you to find the direction of what you want to learn. And the second thing is you can have everything in your mind right after your training. So you don't need to study anymore at home. I
Right.
didn't go through all my mind maps.
Well, and I mean, and fact is like our brain, our subconscious picks up everything all the time, right? I'm looking at the camera. It's like
Yeah. Yeah, we can look at the camera.
no, I'm looking at it because it's like something's off with the camera.
No.
Anyway, it's all good. And I lost my train of thought. Bam.
So you were saying about the brain?
The brain that's not connecting right now. It's like squirrel.
Yeah, like notes, brain.
Right. No, so it's like for me, it's like when I take notes,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's like I'm better recording it on a tape,
Uh-huh.
and then because then I can listen over it again, and then pause it and take my notes that way. Because when I take notes, when I'm listening to somebody, I miss half of it.
Right. And that is something that I really hated from the regular notes.
Okay.
So you have to know there are two different people.
Mhm.
Oh, did you finish? Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm good.
So there are two different people. There are people that write everything they say because they don't want to miss anything, and they will this. So actually, when they write everything, what happens is you don't understand. You lose the flow of the understanding because you are a little bit behind of what they are saying. So
Okay.
and that's why you can't focus on on anything they are saying. So you lose your understanding. And they postpone the understanding at home. And there are people that write nothing, and they actually understand. They probably can retain better for 2 days, but after 2 days, if they don't have something,
right.
it goes away. So
And I've done that too, where I'm like, you know what, I'm not taking notes because then I'm gonna miss something. I'm just gonna do that, and I remember it.
so
For 2 days, clearly.
for 2 days, yeah. After 2 days, you remember less than 30%. So if you don't review it, or
Okay.
if you don't do something, or if you don't have something to review something.
Mm-hmm.
The things you're studying. So with the mind maps, the greatest thing is you are putting exactly the way your mind is processing information that moment. So you don't use sentences, you use key points. Let's say keywords, okay? So, and it's very powerful because your mind works on keywords. Think
Right.
about like on the laptop. Okay, so if you go on the laptop, you don't write. These are the photos of the wedding when I was going. No, you
No.
just say wedding picture, or probably just wedding.
Right.
Okay? So and with that you can
Because it
recall-
would be in the pic folder.
Right. So see our mind.
Right.
Our mind works in that way, but we
Okay.
forced our mind to make structured sentences when someone is talking because you want to
Oh.
remember exactly the words. Actually, keywords are the best way to take notes, but the mind maps allows you to use keywords and at the same time you're using your natural flow of understanding. So you will actually, when you look at your mind maps, you will remember exactly the words the person is talking about without recording.
Wow.
In the same time, you are exactly taking what you want to take.
Okay.
You don't need to listen again the whole record because I was doing that at university. I took this course, I don't know, actually before I did the first exam in the university.
Mm-hmm.
The first exam was math. When you're dyslexic, I was studying engineering. So math can be really hard to do it, but I love math.
Math,
Math.
not meth.
Math?
Meth is a drug.
Okay. I know. I love drugs.
Bitches and drugs, that's okay.
Math. So math. So and I was actually having my recorder there, taking everything that teachers was saying. So, but for me it was very hard because actually after 8 hours of day, you did need to go home and read.
Regurgitate and bring it back out and
No
what
way.
was said.
No, I was wasting a lot of time.
It's
It was no
tiresome
way.
because it's like at the end of the day you're really tired. You wanna like go to sleep or do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that.
And actually, after I knew the mind map, so for me it was a huge revolution because I could just read 2 sheets of paper before go to bed. That's great. I had 2 sheets of paper on 8-hour classes. So and
Rub it in.
and I could retain all of that.
That's
It's
awesome.
great.
And how long does it retain? I mean, so the regular note taking or just listening to it is what, 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you retain yours without looking at it again?
Okay, so you can retain mind map actually if you want forever. It really depends on the need you have.
Oh, okay.
So after the mind map, you need to apply another technique. That's long-term memory technique.
Okay.
Okay. So on notes, you need to review. The long-term memory technique doesn't involve reviewing the mind maps, but actually involves go through the concepts of the mind map, but just once or 2 times. Not many times.
Okay.
And you can retain a mind map and the whole class forever if you want.
Wow.
So it's for me was when they told me that. They say, "Are you crazy?" It's
I know.
impossible
That's
for
what
me.
I'm thinking. Is like, what?
Yeah,
Wow.
and so I can tell you that when I signed up the first time, and if they had told me you one time would go in another country, speaking another language, thinking differently, training that language,
I know, right?
I would have told them, you are crazy.
Yeah.
I never believed I could do that.
I get that. I get it. People like when I said I'm gonna marry him. They're like, what? Say what?
Yeah, so for me it was really unbelievable. Understanding that my mind works in a different way and tap into the full power of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, because if you notice, when we have lack of confidence, when we are performing, it means that you actually have lack of method, because no one taught you that method.
Right.
And actually, the lack of method gives you a lot of anxiety. We can say that if you have anxiety, you don't have a method. So the thing is, how much can
That
you
makes
trust?
sense. Yeah.
How much can you trust your mind? How much can you trust your mind's abilities?
Well.
Oh, and it's well, we need to talk about that. But really, our mind, it's the best technology we ever had, and we didn't pay for. So if we can use that to the fullest, what can you achieve? So anything. And
That's
for me,
amazing.
it just the confidence that I found to find. So you say, yes, you had these 2 wolves that told you, Cosimo, you can't or you can. But what was the spark that told me, okay, you can go, you can make it? Actually, was I can say a a trust that I had to the fullest in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I totally get that.
And most of the times we just have barriers that other people put on us because they say you're stupid, or they compare with others.
Right, and the thing too is like with the dyslexia or whatever, it's like they're so quick to throw a label on.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, oh, you have this, now you have to deal with this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And we believe that because we don't know any better.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we believe what's being fed to us from the moment we're born. You know, and that's from our parents, from aunts, uncles, grandparents,
Yes,
whatever, people around us, experiences, you know, what we hear, what the doctors tell us because they know they went to school.
Right.
Right. But I mean, we believe all of that, and it becomes who we
reality.
are.
Yes.
And it becomes our reality because we create our reality. You know, and I totally get that. And the more I learn too, it's like, oh, well.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that just fascinates me.
Yeah. And I was like, since I'm a nerd, I was intrigued in
My
that.
people.
So when they said you can learn anything you want and know that forever, I said, oh, I want to know how.
I know, right? It's like, bring it on. I'm sitting here going,
Yes.
we need to talk.
Yes, I totally get when you say it's fascinating. For me, it was really intrigued. I really was, let's say, I was like involved. I wanted to be as involved as possible for me.
Right. No, and that's yeah. And it's like for me with learning English. My husband doesn't speak German. He can order beer and ask for the Bahnhof, the train station, which is great. You know, comes in handy sometimes. Not really.
And handy.
Not really. But I loved him, and it's like I wanted to communicate with him.
Yeah.
And even though I had the English in school and it was in my head, I had those self-imposed beliefs that, what if it doesn't come out right? What if I say it wrong? What if, you know, all of those things. And when I was drunk, that was all out the window and nobody cared. You know, but the other thing I did too is whatever I wanted to tell him, I said the sentence in German first in my head, then I translated it, and then I said it. And a lot of times by the time that process is done, conversation over, gone, moved on.
Yeah.
You know, so to have that, so that's, I mean, I can really appreciate what you've done. I really can, because I mean, I had English in school for, I think 7 years?
Mm-hmm.
Or even more, I don't
For
even
me,
remember.
13 years.
For a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
At least 7 years, yes.
Right, I mean, for a long time. But it's different what you learn in school and what you learn in practice.
Oh, yeah. And
So-
actually, there is no need when you're learning. So, in this case, when they told you, they put you in a class, you need to learn Spanish. Okay, for a kid, there is no need.
Right.
So, if they were in Spain, probably, or if they were
Or
in
the
Mexico.
bilingual family.
Okay, yeah, right. So, but I was in the school with kids that were there just for credit. Okay, so just to learn Spanish, and actually, when they become adult, they say, "Oh, I should have studied that very well. I can't remember now anything, or just three words, or probably 3 sentences I knew." That's one matter for a man.
Hey,
So,
you know?
but more than that, no, because they don't have a need.
Right.
So, and at the same time, they don't like the process they are using to study that.
Right, because it's boring.
Yeah.
And for me, and I told you that before we started the show, for me, my struggle has been grammar. In German, in English, and in French, and those are the languages I had in school that I learned, and they taught me, they worked really hard on teaching me the grammar to go with whatever, you know. I don't have I have somewhat of a concept. I mean, I understand, you know, right now and future and past.
Yeah.
And I can pretty much tell you if it's right or wrong. I cannot tell you why.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I failed my language classes, or
In grammar.
barely made it because of the grammar.
Yeah.
Because they put such a huge emphasis on there.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, that's stupid. Just tell me how the sentence structure works and teach me the words so I can have a conversation. But that's how my brain works.
Yes.
You know, I'm not the...
Actually, you were right. So unconsciously, you were right on one thing. So I'm working on like a podcast where I'm teaching people how to learn faster.
Mm-hmm.
And there is like one of the tips I'm working on is how you can learn a language. So the thing is, the steps to learn a language are, first of all, understand the phonetics. So understand how they pronounce the word.
Mm-hmm.
Then words.
Hooked on phonics worked for me. there was it was a few, I don't know how long ago, but there was a company and they were teaching the phonetics.
Uh-huh.
And it was their slogan was "Hooked on phonics worked for me." So I'm sorry, that just popped into my head.
No, that's great because you can give me this for the podcast. I would do that. So fun. Yes. So I said phonetics. So actually, I hope they pronounce the word. Then words.
Mm-hmm.
Then grammar rules, and then idioms.
Okay.
And in the meanwhile, it's better if you're watching a TV series or if you are reading a book. So if you notice, when you learned the first time German,
Mm-hmm.
your mom wasn't saying, okay, to speak German, you need to say, before you have the subject, then the subject, there is the verb, and you need to conjugate the verb,
spoken.
and then you need to say the next thing. So they didn't tell you the structure of the sentence, they just talk to you.
Right.
And that's why our mind creates naturally association to something. So you were there and probably sitting on the chair, and your mom was screaming, "I'm mom, mom! Don't say that, mom, mom, mom!" And probably what happened to your mind? Actually, probably scientifically, what happened to your mind was, this is mom, an image, okay, and what is she saying? Probably is the way to call that. So, mom to attach to a sound. An image attached to a sound. Make sense?
Yeah.
If you notice, kids can count till 10 at some age.
Because they have 10 fingers.
Right, because they see, oh, this is like 1, this is a gun, probably 2. Okay, this is 3, this is 4.
Well, this is German 3. Or European 3.
European 3?
This was American 3.
American 3? Okay, I didn't know. So, I'm still knowing that when I was kid, so... I don't know.
You know what? That's something I learned too. So I actually learned it from a movie, and my husband could tell you which movie it is, but they were actually American soldiers. They were posing as German soldiers.
Yeah.
And they were ordering 3 beers, and that's how they were called out.
Okay.
That's how the Germans knew that these are Americans.
Okay.
Because they didn't order 3.
Okay,
anyway.
It's interesting. Oh, I can tell you many things about the gesture. So in Italy, we gesture and we have things.
No, Italians don't speak with their hands at all. No.
I know.
Not ever.
Yeah. So what are you saying? It's so funny. I will tell you now. That's incredible when I came here because anyway. So the thing is, you didn't learn the language just starting with the grammar rules. We start with the words.
Right.
And you need to know as many words as possible to start mastering the grammar rules.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came here, Americans were trying to master our gesture. Okay, that was so fun.
I grew up over there. I never even tried because, ooh.
That was so fun. I love Americans. Really, I love this population. I will always love this population. So this gesture as a meaning, okay?
I know.
And the meaning, it really depends probably where you put this. If you put this here, means what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Or what's your name? Or like, what do you want?
What's up?
No. What do you want? And yes, what? It's just what. Okay. Then if you do this, means what are you eating?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you put it in the middle, probably it's what are you eating? I don't know. But the thing is, there is a meaning. Sometimes they say, I'm George. No, it's not I'm George. Doesn't mean anything this.
Right.
Actually, you need to move this way. It's not this way. Okay. Sometimes they are like, and we have so fun during the course when I do some gesture. Like last time I did something. Oh yes, I did during the course the hell. So this gesture actually can be even worse. It depends on the conversation, but everything is really associated to a meaning and emotions all in the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were here, I don't remember now. An American did a gesture that I didn't understand, and my wife said, "Do you know what she said?" No, no, and I just forgot that the gesture because I didn't care about that.
Right.
But as I told you, so we learn languages in watching things. Okay, it's not just a book. It's not just the grammar rules.
Right.
And yes, you need to be. Many people have this belief. I need to be fully immersed. I will do 1 year in Italy, 1 year in Spain, 1 year in
Sign me
Portugal.
up.
Yeah,
Food.
right. But if you notice, nowadays we can be really fully immersed anywhere we want.
Right.
So we don't need to go actually in Spain to learn Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn from TV series how they behave, what are the idioms they use the most, and so this to say that you need to learn words, how they pronounce the word, and then after listening, you understand the grammar rules. And if you have good techniques, probably you can memorize that.
Right. That is just, I'm fascinated. This is awesome. And I'm really glad you're here and you're bringing this whole thing. So the company is just in Denver right now, right?
Yes,
Or,
it's the first location ever in America.
that
Yes.
is so cool. I mean,
Yes.
grasp
I'm
that.
so happy.
Grasp that. So you come from Italy. You didn't speak any English.
Mm-hmm.
You come here with the first satellite office, whatever you want to call it,
Uh-huh.
in the United States.
Yes.
That is, wow. And that was a year and a half ago when you spoke no English.
Right. I did not speak English, and
That is just,
it can, most of the times it can be a very curse, but at the same time it was the best blessed I had
right.
in my life, because really when you realize that you are not what the other others say, right? You're just a result of what you think or what you accept the other people say.
Right.
So
That's,
so you don't know how many times I need to unblock people on their thoughts, because actually most of our skills in learning depends on the thoughts that you have in yourself.
I know.
No?
That's totally, because that's what I talk about. What you
No,
think
why
about,
not?
what you think about, you bring about. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Right.
What you think about, you bring about. So.
And it's incredible how just giving them the way they learn, their process. They say, "Wow, why I believed this for years." And
Right.
I had like this girl. She's like 11. She was like didn't diagnostic ADHD or ADD. Her mom told me that.
Oh, so she had a label.
Yes, so she didn't know she was that.
Mm.
I have something with the brain that in my brain that I don't understand. So before like strategic reading, I said, okay, let's study. Okay, I can give you this book. Tell me your favorite subject. History. Okay, let's do history. So she did history. I gave her 20 minutes and she did 4 pages. 100%, no, let's say 70% of the time she was distracted. And when I quizzed her in front of people, because there were like 20 people, I said, okay, now stood up and tell us the history. She wasn't able to tell that.
Mm.
She was really, really sad. Okay, after like 5 hours, so teaching them the way her mind works, she was able to read 15 pages in 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Never distracted. I called her in front of people and say, okay, now teach me and tell me what you studied. And I can ask you some questions if you don't come up with something. She said, okay. She was so confident. And after she finished, like I gave her more than 3 minutes to explain everything, she was about to cry, saying,
Wow.
I always thought that I was stupid. So,
But again, that's the labels we put on people.
Right.
Just because they're different, it's like, no, just find the way that works for that person. It's like my thing always is with the fish. Telling the fish to climb a tree. Fish is not made to climb a tree.
Yeah.
But put the tree underwater, man, that fish is all over that tree.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's just like, give them what they need to be the best. I mean,
Yes.
I'm just like, wow. So, for our viewers, do you have a tip that's like universal for everybody that that they could implement right away that you're willing to share? Is there like one?
So languages, I gave you a tip actually. So like 4 steps that you need to do to learn a language.
Right.
Tip right away on what? Learning it's very
right.
huge.
For instance, because I know a lot of people, and I have a lot of entrepreneurs here, a lot of business people, you know, and we go to a lot of seminars, we go to a lot of like speakers, and you know, something that we can like implement right away, real quick, to remember what they were saying. Is there something, or is that too much?
Actually, it's a huge topic, but I can give you a tip because
I just need the, you know.
Yeah. I can give you this tip. So actually, on podcast and on the podcast, you can go more in depth on this. But I'm like the brain cycles. It's a very, very important thing. This one. So many.
I didn't know brains had cycles.
Brain.
The brain cycles, is that what you said?
Yeah, brain cycles. So I can tell you.
I mean,
this.
I sleep and I'm awake. Those are my cycles.
no, yeah, they are sleeping cycles. So this is something that I heard with since I worked with many professionals. So they told me I got overwhelmed after I work a lot, when I have many pieces of information. Okay, and when I was talking to them, I said, okay, so you have to know that our brain works very, very well and focus very, very well between 45 and 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you are a workaholic and if you wanna work for 90 minutes, you can do it. Okay, but after 90 minutes, what you do, it's very, very important. So the tip I can give you is, after 45, 90 minutes, decide to have a break. The break is can be 10 minutes, where 5 minutes would be just relaxing. You don't need to use your brain. I mean, sometimes people go on the bed, sometimes people lay on the couch. It's not the way to do it. So what I mean is, go outside, walk, of course if the weather allows you to do it. But if you, work out if you want, drink water, watch a video, prepare the video before you start working. Okay. So you don't need to use your mind. Don't touch the phone. Don't see the screen or the text, or even if it's something for fun. Don't do that. The break, this will decide your next cycle. So the quality of the break you're doing. And the second thing is review.
Okay.
Review means go through all the things you already studied or you worked on, because allow your brain to keep fresh what you did and create links naturally and faster on what you already know about that topic, or if you're working on a project, on the ideas you had working on that project.
Okay.
So the next cycle will be like 50 minutes, 50, and break other 10 minutes and do the same thing. 5 minutes rest, 5 minutes review. So the review will decide how much you will be focused on the next, till you achieve the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the times they complain as far as how focused they are. They don't finish the things because they think, I don't have time, it's just very, very tired. And your brain actually get tired after 90 minutes. Probably your cycle, it's not 90 minutes, probably your cycle, it's 25 minutes, but you don't know that. Okay. The thing is, as average, 45 minutes, it's the best. In 45 minutes, get done something. If someone calls you and you can't do the break, I can tell you 2 things. You can accept the call, and then you need to do the 10 minutes of review and break, or you don't accept the call because you are going to do the break, and you can call back that person
after the break.
Yes, after you review, after those 10 minutes,
because
you will be more focused. You can access to your brain power. I mean, to your solutions. So to that part of a brain that finds solutions easily. Then if you keep going on straight off to the point, and straight off to the end of the day. Okay. So it's not the way your mind works.
Gotcha.
Okay. So for example, one of the things that we did was a class session with all the entrepreneur, and I said, okay, now just work here. I divide them in classes, and in like, let's say, in different places. And I was with them, and I feedback them in the way they were working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expert of finances. I'm just expert of learning. Okay, I don't feedback on the way you answer or
Right,
the way
right.
you do, but for sure the way you're using your mind. And I can tell you that most of them increased an average of the 20% their income in a month,
Oh wow.
just applying this tip.
Very cool.
Because you can be more productive if you have your mind rest
Mm-hmm.
in a specific moment of the day.
Oh.
So actually, it's after 45 minutes or 90 minutes, and concentration is a big thing. Even if both if you're a student or no, either if you're a student or if you are an entrepreneur.
Wow. See, for me, it's like, I call it the vortex. I get sucked in. I'm so focused on something and I'm just going. And before I know it, it's like 3-4 hours have gone by.
Mm-hmm.
For me. You know?
Yeah.
But then I'm wiped.
Right.
I'm just like,
You don't want to get there.
it's like, okay, I'm done for today.
Right.
You know? But I get so focused, and often my husband comes by, he's like, did you eat anything yet? Did you get up? Did you do something? And I'm just like, pulling me back. And what he's, and sometimes I'm so immersed in what I'm doing, I was like, I'm on a different planet. You know, I'm not even there. So when he comes in, or when an interruption comes, it's like,
Right, you woke up.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, but then to get back into that. So I like that.
So if you do the right, if you do this kind of cycle, you will notice that the way you start, as soon as you start, you will get the same concentration you had. Like it was the first time you were studying today.
Huh.
You are working today.
I'll try that.
And I can tell you, for a new project that I'm working right now, I studied 44 books in 12 days. If I show you my calendar, it was not possible. So for a person that doesn't have a good organization or doesn't know this tip, it's not possible to do it. 44 books is an average of 400 pages for each book, not possible to do in 12 days.
Yeah,
and
no kidding.
it was also my not first language, so it was even slower for me
Wow.
than I would have done in Italian. But the way I was using my mind, doing the breaks, the reviews, and actually other techniques attached to the brain cycle. So actually they are called brain attention cycles.
Okay.
Was awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
if you want to apply this tip, apply it, because it will change your life for sure. As far as finding solutions, as far as starting a new project, as far as
Anything, really.
yeah. So anything you need to do with your mind. Our mind, it's the only tool we need to use till
It's like the best supercomputer. That's the most underused supercomputer,
Yeah.
I think. So, but still, and maybe I missed it. So if I'm going to a seminar,
Mm-hmm.
or I have a luncheon speaker
Oh,
or
I didn't
something.
talk about that yet.
Yeah,
I can tell you now.
yeah, thank
So
you.
during
I was like, maybe I missed it.
yeah, during a training, actually, it's not under control.
Oh, okay.
So because the speaker needs to understand your brain cycles. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
and everybody's
this-
different.
Right. So in this case, for example, during the course, why people don't get any tired, because we know when we need to do fun parts or working parts.
Mm.
And they will be, if you notice, if you are there studying the course that we do, you find that every 45 minutes will be either a fun part or a strategic break. So during a training course, what I recommend to do is, if you want to go straight to the point, after they give you the break, okay, review a little bit your notes, if you can, if they're not very heavy and
If you can read them, because you're
yeah,
like
right.
writing like this.
But don't use your brain.
Don't, okay.
Yes, go to the bathroom if you need, and go outside. Outside, if you notice, when you go under the sunlight, or if you are in a natural place, even if it's snowing,
Mm-hmm.
so it's different for your brain.
Right. Oh, I get
It's
that.
different. And actually also the posture you have during the course or the training you are having. So like some people are like this after 20 minutes of a conference. So 5 minutes like then 10, then 20, then 30. Okay, of course it's not very good position this to
Mo was like, oh, party time.
yeah to learn. And actually, if you notice, you are pressing here your veins, so the blood is not going and flowing correctly to your brain, so you're not awake. Has that happened to you, that like you have your phone that this, and then you do this and you feel more awake than you were this position? That's because you are pressing your brain, your vein brains. No, I did say something not very. Your vein that bring the blood to the brain.
Those.
Okay, the veins. Okay.
Well, I mean, and everything goes through here anyway, through your two vertebrae that are right there, and it's like if there's pressure on it, even if it's just a teeny tiny bit,
And
there's a disconnect. The flow stops, and it's just
And if you want to really be really catch everything the trainer in this case or the speaker saying, interact with them. The interaction, it's very, very important because we were used to be passive learners in school. Monologue of the teacher, you need to suffer the monologue of the teacher. Okay, now if you really want to learn better, interact with the teacher. So that will allow you to actually chop the classes in your brain. So now, so since we are together, we can learn better because we are together, because we are interacting.
Right.
Okay, so if you switch yourself from passive learners to the active learners, you can really get many things from the class. And actually, there it's up to you if you want to overcome your fear of criticism, because asking questions and interact with the speaker means also talk to him or to her.
Talk to them?
Oh, we don't talk to people, huh?
But if you do it, you will be more awake. You will be more receptive. And after you, even if they are like 6 hours that we had during the boot camp, so during the lunch, you really need to detach, yes, but you don't need actually a lot detaching because you did a good job during the training.
Right. No, it was amazing. Yeah. But it's like but say sometimes, like a luncheon speaker, they have like a half hour, 45 minutes. There's not much interaction. They're just giving their thing. So what would be the best way to remember? Just jot some notes down afterwards then, or?
I would say mind maps.
Mind maps. I had a feeling. No, that's fascinating. I love that.
Yeah, I would say mind maps. And the other thing I would say is, even if they have 45 minutes, a good speaker count interaction.
Oh yeah.
So if he didn't count the interaction, is his fault. But you are the person that probably you paid for that speaker, and you want to have the 100% of the information that he's saying or she's saying. So it's your right asking questions and interact with them.
Right. Well, and too is as a speaker, we are cognizant of the 4 learning styles anyway. We bring a little bit in for everybody. So cool. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? I'm in awe. I think this is fascinating, and I love that your sense of adventure isn't the right thing, but you're obsessed for adventure to just jump in and it's like, yes, I'll do that, and then how am I going to do this? And you figure it out as you go, and you're having a blast with it, because I think that's key. Love what you do what you love.
Yeah.
And because it makes all the difference. It really makes all the difference. And talking with you, it's like when I met you at the boot camp and talking about what you do, it's clear you absolutely love what you do, because your whole being totally lights up.
Yeah.
It totally lights up. And I love that. And I'm glad you're here.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad your wife is here, and I'm excited for the baby.
No.
Do you know what you're having?
What?
Do you know what you're having?
No, in December we will know it. And so we are so excited for that.
That's awesome.
It will be the first baby. And actually, I want to really thank you for this opportunity, because...
Anytime.
So probably you know her from shows or everything she's doing. She's working a lot to really change people's mind.
Oh, thank you.
And when so I drove here 1 hour and a half.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Traffic.
I didn't want to do this online, because just being with you, it's really so it's really energetic. I can find the word. I even know word in Italian if you want. I can say that.
Say it in Italian.
So it's
Bring it to
meraviglioso.
Oh, that sounds so much better anyway. It just sounds so much better.
So just when I first met you was a really a breakthrough. Like you presented yourself as I bring happiness to your life. I'm the happy.
I'm the queen of shift.
Queen of shift. I love that. Queen of shift. And I said, wow, this woman has a lot of energy inside. I think if people can have just a quarter, I can say less than a quarter of her energy. So yeah, you can revolutionize you can revolutionize. Okay, so
that word.
Yeah, right. Your life. And really, thank you for this opportunity because I really want to surround myself with people like you.
Thank you. Likewise. So, yeah, I mean, because it makes all the difference. It's like your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yeah,
Have you heard that?
Yeah, I believe totally in that.
Yeah, and it's, it's like everybody's heard misery loves company. And they're like, oh, yeah. And I said, hey, so does happiness.
Yes.
And happy is good. It's good to be happy and alive and meeting cool people. Yeah, fun people. You're cool, you're fun, you're awesome. You're Italian, I mean.
So, it's just a mirror, there. So you're safe.
So it's awesome. Thank you so much for coming, for being here, and looking forward to having you back on the show.
Oh, sure. I probably next time I will come with more tips. Or
I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So, hope you guys got some value out of this, and as always, be happy, be kind, be love. And check out the other YouTube videos. If you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please do, because I'm posting 2-3 different new videos every week. So check that out. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
From Italy.